live stream this, so make sure you just watch what you say.
It doesn't make you laggy.
Make sure to show my sick tats.
It shouldn't anymore.
My secrets.
Got upgraded gig. Yes.
User was moved to your channel.
There we go.
User was moved to your
The
channel.
link is in TeamSpeak.
User was moved to your channel.
I like links. Oh, it's a PowerPoint. Ew. Pronator. Terrible link.
Don't.
It's a slideshow.
It's a slideshow. PowerPoint. Same thing.
No, but a slideshow. It sounds fun.
I totally didn't realize it's one of those team meetings tonight.
What?
I was
Did
just like,
get
oh,
the email?
no.
Oh my god.
Come on.
Well, get yourself
Even
to my
I knew
Discord.
there was a meeting tonight.
Even Nymphy knew.
Audio, we need to get to your Discord. Do you have Discord on your computer?
Yeah, I do have Discord.
Which code?
Discord.
Discord.
If anybody in here also doesn't have Discord, here is the invite link.
Where is the password for
This link.
TeamSpeak?
The password is Foxy Shrimp. Or Shrimpy Fox, sorry.
Can I get the email, dummy?
Oh,
It is in the email too, actually.
was that Carissa?
Yes, of course it was.
Oh, of course.
Oh, Luke's here for
Oh my god, I'm so sorry I'm late.
Luke.
I'd like to start off this meeting by telling everyone that they're
You're
gay
gay.
but me.
You're coming out of the closet.
Left your channel.
Oh, can I be bi instead of gay?
User joined your channel.
Sure.
No.
You can't
Immoral.
be.
Okay, let's do this. Number one pressing matter of the night. Millar is gonna be really happy about this. I'm actually gonna casually play Classic with you guys.
Oh my god. Michael finally convinced you.
You know how he did it?
Yes.
I don't want to know about that. I don't need the detail.
Coercion. Blackmail.
Sexual favors.
Yes, Luke. Let us know.
Do fill me in if I get this right.
You're getting close, but you're very far.
Oh,
Begging on his knees.
you're saying
It
there's a
was
chance.
pudding cups.
How did you know?
And Audio, once you're here, if you
It
go
was
to assign
playing
role,
hide the
click
pickle.
that channel, and you can set yourself up.
Did you hide the pickle, Michael?
Pickle Rick?
User joined your channel.
How, Luke? How did he do it?
User joined your
Please,
Gets
don't leave me hanging.
Sorry, I had to set up my soundboard, you know? I've been real bored lately.
I had a very interesting visual thinking about you mowing your lawn with your newborn. And I was really relieved when you answered it later and explained that you didn't just like have it like with you trying to mow the lawn.
Oh, don't think I didn't think about it, though.
Strap her to the front of the mower.
I was just thinking
Yeah,
because like just a couple weeks
under the
like,
mower,
not
to
even a
help
couple
mow
weeks
the
old.
lawn.
Yeah,
Maybe a
no, I
couple weeks old.
couldn't have her outside or anything like that.
No, exactly. I was just like, oh, please. And then when you said that, I was like, okay, good man. All right, we can level together.
Yeah, it was very difficult, and I was incredibly worried the entire time. It was retarded.
Yeah.
Alright,
Good
backer.
job.
And that's it.
Invites out yet?
6 more than we
Earmuffs?
hit our dedicated 33.
Looking good.
I mean, I could try and poach my brother from Blood Legion, but he's probably gonna go play with Blood Legion.
We also gonna quit after he hits 60. Just being real here.
This is
Blood
different
Legion.
now.
That's all.
This is the real deal. Come on.
This deal is for real.
The real game. The big show.
Nice.
User joined your channel.
Just give it a few more minutes. Let people trickle in.
Trickle Rick?
Hey, Pro.
What's up?
I don't know, I just feel like we haven't spoken in forever. I miss your voice.
It's because you haven't been around for the last 3 months.
I blew off my girlfriend just to be here to hear you talk for the next 2 hours.
2 hours. That's
That's
not
what I
how long
was
raid
thinking.
time is.
No,
Wait,
I don't
is
think
this
it's
a
gonna be
meeting or are we
happy. It's gonna be
raiding?
Michael
Wait.
talking.
Raid time is
3
3 hours, man.
Okay, next 3 hours.
We're gonna raid
Pro,
the
you have me
meeting.
all night.
All night long. All night.
Boron.
What?
Are you communicating by clicks? Your mic is not working.
Your mic.
You're working.
That's pretty good.
He is Mike.
Got me.
User disconnected from your channel.
Okay, Pro, I'm experiencing some lag on the server.
Some turbulence.
How much RAM do you have dedicated?
1 million.
Download more?
So,
User joined your channel.
Just download more. Luke, you didn't tell me. How did he convince you?
Um,
Cups.
I thought Mike might want to tell you, but he doesn't care.
Mike doesn't talk.
He got what he wants, and now he doesn't care.
What is this? I wasn't listening.
How did you convince
cares.
Can you hear me?
Luke to play Classic WoW?
Yes.
Yes.
we can
How
hear
did
you.
I convince Luke to play Classic WoW? Offered to pay for his subscription.
Oh.
It's Oreo.
Well, that's pretty stupid. He should pay for his own subscription, but you know.
It's not
It's gonna-
actually my account.
I'm just gonna charge the company.
Oh, it's a business expense, huh?
Yeah.
You're gonna write it off as entertainment?
It's keeping up social relations. You know, giving him the.
That doesn't work for prostitution.
Heavens, where
Does
are
it?
you right now?
I think God
in a
just
cave.
spoke.
I just got home.
God? Is that you?
Hello? You sound
No,
like
I don't wanna
you're
go
in a
into the light.
completely empty, like 50 by 50 room with like vaulted ceilings.
Some of that's correct.
And no sound
Is it
dampening
that you're
at
in the
all.
room?
No, I have sound dampening. You can ask Pro. I get in trouble for it every day.
Yeah, it's crooked.
What do you? But just that one square.
Fix it.
Oh, you're not a square to spare.
Is that a Seinfeld reference? Like,
No,
what was that from?
Seinfeld.
Alright. Let's move on.
The meeting notes have gone out, everybody?
Yeah, we can get started. We do have man that's watching the stream on TeamSpeak, so if you have any questions, make sure you...
A man or man?
Well, both.
How do you know it's a man?
It's a man, baby.
Are we just assuming it's a man?
I guess.
Okay, so we are on the title page. Hello, I'm
Are we starting?
Pronator. Yes, I'm Pronator. I am toxic, formed 4.5 years ago.
What page are we on?
Oh my gosh.
Are you kind of a big deal?
User joined your channel.
I don't. Where is that written?
Let it be written.
I subscribed to yet last Thursdayism.
Oh man, one more person and we have 30 at least. Then you're fun.
Yeah. I think most of you already know our history and everything. But yeah. So we're going into vanilla. We've been together for 4 years and 3 months now. We have a pretty solid core that's been here and there for that duration. Like maybe with us on most servers or a couple servers where everyone likes to come back because we are not toxic, even though we are toxic.
That fit in a guild title?
Yeah, right? Toxic, but not toxic. Not sorry. Reese's. Alright, next page. So,
What page are we on?
Alright, itinerary page is just a quick what we're going to talk about tonight. And by all means, if you have...
You're on page 2, Michael.
If anyone has anything, feel free to like jump in and talk about whatever. It's a kind of free form.
Because now he's naming pages instead of giving us numbers.
Yeah.
Right?
Page 2.
Page
That comes
page
after
itinerary.
1.
Yeah, itinerary page.
Alright, we're good. We're good.
Alright, I'll talk about latest blue posts from Classic, which there's not a whole lot. We'll go over the guild and what we've seen like roster-wise. And I'm sure you love the spam email and stuff you got. We do have some people that still need to get with us. Otherwise, we'll just assume you're
Dead.
yeah. But we'll talk more about that in a little bit. We'll go over our raid comp as it is right now. Everybody. We're not going to talk about loot council structure. We'll talk about that next week. And we'll discuss our Blackwing Lair MC, just kind of like a real quick high level. And then the next meeting is today. So that's not updated. It's next Wednesday.
Way to go, Pronator.
Okay, on the next slide, which is slide 3 that comes after 2. This is, again, you've seen this many times. This is our meeting schedule. We got 25 days, 20 hours to launch on August 12th. That's a very important one because we are making our characters, reserving our names, and picking our realm list. So it's going to be very important, like, you know, that we're there and we make sure everyone is aware of what realm we want.
I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
What kind of t-shirt do we get on the free t-shirt day? And what exactly is this trial of style?
Michael's reading ahead.
No, it's on page 3!
Yeah. I don't know what that is. Maybe you get a free t-shirt if you subscribe.
Oh, this isn't from you. Oh, fine. Okay, whatever. Moving on.
Well, it is from
I
me,
was
but
promised a free t-shirt.
I was looking forward to this free t-shirt day. Like,
And
toxic.
those cool looking
Like,
glasses.
I thought we were gonna get like
Sunglasses.
toxic uniforms like Method. Maybe I'm gonna totally do that.
Oh,
totally
And
should
get
do
us some
that.
jerseys.
there you go.
And they just look so dumb, but we all have to wear them.
No, they're gonna look sick. They're gonna look like the Method ones, but they're gonna have the toxic. Oh man, I'm doing this. Continue your story.
Okay.
And do we
I'm
all
gonna
gotta get
change
some
one.
sweet sculpted beards and a Pidgeotto haircut
Oh,
like
that's like a
Scope?
guild tavern on it.
Can't wash them if we like clear the raid and shit. That'd be great.
We should all get matching chest tattoos.
Gotta have that sweet pompadour with the shaved sides.
No, we should get face tattoos.
Face tattoos?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so again, if you haven't heard, Classic releases on, for all of us, or most of us, it is a Monday, not the Tuesday, even though it says Tuesday on like everything you read. Since they are doing a global release, it means every country releases at the exact same moment. So we will be between 3 and 6 p.m. on Monday, which is pretty exciting because that gives us like a slight advantage over everyone, I think.
Those other losers.
Okay, on to the latest blue post. The next slide, slide 4, Michael.
Michael.
Yeah, Michael.
Yeah.
Slide 4.
Okay.
I'm with you.
So, in the last 2 weeks, this is all that I've heard. Now, maybe there's more news out there we haven't had. There was a interview that EU Eurogamer published from after the beta ended, and there's a couple kind of cool things that came out of this. One being just again confirming that they don't want queues, so they want as much as possible. Like they want, if you log in, you should be able to play like right away. Now there can be caveats to that if like the numbers are way higher than they expect, but for the most part, we shouldn't really have a queue.
I think everybody who's anybody is going to be creating their character early, so they theoretically should have a pretty good head count.
Yeah, and also like if you do have your character already made, then you're probably less likely to ever touch a queue, I would think. How big is Classic? So they're treating it just like every other expansion, like, so it's kind of a really big deal for them. So that's good. It's not just like, at first we were like, is this going to be like a side project to them? This was like 2 years ago. We had these questions, but this is probably going to be a bit bigger than, honestly, probably bigger than their expansion launches recently. So be kind of a big deal. And the final thing they talked about layering. So a lot of people had issues on the beta where the population was like super small because all these layers were, there'd be 100 people, let's say, on a layer instead of 3,000. Well, obviously because of the beta, there not being that many people that were actually invited, that was mainly the reason why. And they did confirm that their thresholds were much lower, and it's not something that they're going to have in actual launch. Now, I don't know if they're going to still hold to that 3,000 they were talking about.
I think they would. I don't see any reason why.
But even if they had
it's just
like
the number of layers,
even if they had like 1,000 for that first day to try to spread it out a little bit, like still you still will have a lot of competition, like trying to do stuff.
Well, keep in mind that that layer does imply Horde and Alliance. It's not just 3,000 Alliance, 3,000 Horde. I'm pretty sure it's 3,000. So if you had 1,000 players and you divvied that up between the 8 different things you could play, you're
be like 150 average in each.
Yeah, and the second you get to the next ones, you'd be dead. So no, the 3,000 players is a good number to keep at.
Yeah.
If anything, you maybe even just a little bit higher. But regardless, the biggest thing is them confirming that they were just testing stuff and they just wanted to see how things worked. And so that was my biggest issue with the beta and with everything else with the stress test, was how many layers there were, how dead things felt. So hopefully that's, well, it sounds like that was not, they understand that and it's not like an issue to them. They're gonna fix that, or it was never intended. So that's good.
Yeah, one other.
They did also confirm, one big thing they did confirm is that there are 6 phases instead of 4 in this interview as well. They did make sure that was confirmed. In case you guys were wondering.
Yeah, that happened.
That irked me a little bit in this interview. Everything else is really good in this interview, don't get me wrong. But that question was kind of bugged me.
Yeah. But this is like either way, like even with 3,000, like you're like, oh man, that's what does that actually look like? Well, if you've done any of these private servers launch day, they're like almost all have been like 7 to 12,000 people. Like they've been very popular. So like we're not gonna like it's gonna be considerably better than private server launches, not just from like a hardware standpoint, but from not as many people crazed, like cramped into one spot.
Yeah, and there's a good chance too you're not going to get that seasoned private server vet every player that you have against you. You're going to get a lot of new people that haven't played a lot, maybe never even did a beta, never did the stress test, just always just waited for it to come out, and they don't really know all like this. They don't watch YouTube every day and read every forum, so there's a good chance of getting ahead. And I think it's going to be a really good leveling experience. Actually, it's going to be good.
Well, the fact that dungeon leveling isn't as bad as we're used to is kind of a big deal. In fact, it might be really good from what we've seen. Like, maybe not 100% comparable, but really close, like, to solo leveling out in the world. If you're doing
Stay Safe apparently is against it. He says it's not good.
Oh, okay.
So we can't do it now.
As long as Tips Out likes it.
Oh, Tips Out's all over it.
Alright. On to the next slide. So I sent an email. If you didn't get it, that means you probably didn't. You don't have a registration on our website. And this gives your info. Basically, we're looking for just a quick high level, like, hey, I'm here. I still want to play. And by the way, I still want to play this class. So we know from a recruiting standpoint what we still need. So if you haven't checked in or gotten that to me, please do, or to Val. And there's a couple of people at the top that still need to register. Thank you.
Did you get it?
Yeah. Okay. Popped up live. Okay, cool. Any questions there? Anyone want to know how I did this?
Yeah, I did.
Really?
Oh no, I thought you wanted to explain. No, you can go.
Okay.
I'm just being nice.
Oh, cute. Alright, on to the next slide, the raid compositions. This is the most up to date that I have. So if you see your name here and you're like, why do you have me at that? Make sure you let us know, because this is what we're assuming is our current roster. If your name is...
again, my name is the only one not capitalized.
If your Duffel's not capitalized.
It's not capitalized?
It's because you're a woman. Stay back.
What about Duffel?
What about all the other
Also woman. There's no... How can there be a 619? You can't have 619.
I don't see that one, Chubbins.
The Warrior?
Oh yeah, Duffel 6-1. Damn, you're fine. If your name is in white, it means we haven't heard from you in a while, and we want to just get like a final like confirmation, like, yep, I'm in.
Why
this is what I want.
Boy white? He was in TeamSpeak like.
Where?
Oh, never mind. Dyslexia got me.
Are they color coordinated by race?
That what?
What?
Yeah, we're green.
Oh, he's asking why he was yellow.
Fucking leprechaun, I fucking knew it.
Are we supposed to be blue? What?
So let's see. Who is there? Anyone in this TeamSpeak right now that I see Oren?
Well, I'm white.
And okay, yeah, I'm white too. Well, I'm actually mostly red, but
congrats.
I assume.
Yeah, we can make Oron. We can make Oron green.
I assume purple means can't commit.
It means more like I know I want to play with you, but I'm gonna be kind of casual and can't fully commit like to the raid. So.
Got it.
Hey, Chubbins.
Yeah.
Have you decided if you're going to be coaching in...
No, I'm not going to.
You're not going to be coaching?
No.
Okay.
Woo!
Plus he got his room all set up, so he's ready to...
Alright.
Demasiado.
1 gig
Good
connection.
for us.
So Orin Hunter, yes.
And did you decide what you were gonna play, Chubby?
Yep.
Okay.
More or less.
More or less. You're written down here as a hunter.
That'll be fine. That'll be
Yeah,
one
Pro,
of the two.
And then probably
I'm
a
playing
warlock
as
is
the
the other one.
Priest.
You want to do a priest,
Ooh,
right?
priest.
Yeah.
The shadow priest?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But for the alt though, not for the main.
Oh,
That does bring up another point. I don't know.
I would have been
who
actually keen on
want
that.
to do the shadow priest, but we definitely need someone.
This priest is gonna be a night elf.
Alright, can I be the shadow priest?
I think it was one of the players in white.
I was told no.
Said they wanted to play Shadow.
It's MH
Originally.
Warbro, but I haven't heard from him in a bit.
Yeah.
Message him.
Well, I guess it's not a big deal because I'm sure one of them will.
When did
to
you
step
speak
up.
with Pathetic? Or did you reply to your email?
I spoke to him a few days ago.
Pro, I thought I was gonna be the arcane mage.
No, you're RDO.
Who's that?
That's you.
You're a fucking druid.
Fine. Hopefully not in a shifted form.
It's a 47. That's not bad. The people that we've talked to. Viral, I guess we haven't spoken to Viral in a little bit, but
Yeah, I texted him. He hasn't gotten back. I tried to get
Have a tank
to reach out
spot
to
open then.
Violmatic and Nova because we definitely like playing with them.
Like a druid tank spot?
No.
Why not?
If I need to explain that to you, you might as well go play a mage.
I mean, Mike said like a warlock earlier, so.
yeah, that would be nice. Look how many warlocks apparently have confirmed. Who's Smokey? Oh yes, Smokey.
He's only in TeamSpeak like half the week.
Yeah, I know, I remember now. Yeah.
The only name I'm not sure is TeamSpeak Apo. Are you on this list?
I don't think so. The Warlock recruit, I just signed up.
Ooh, Warlock. Hey, how are you, friend?
Never mind, Ardio, you're hired again.
He's like one of the 7 buddies that I have that are going to be playing, but I don't know if they can all commit, so they'll probably just be in the guilds and maybe do like the alt raids, but I've been talking to Apo and...
One of Big Boy's
Is this a committing one?
Oh, I'll
This
commit.
is a committed.
Oh, well, that's
in-
good. One warlock.
Well
That's
done.
great.
Wait, what I win?
Oh my
The
You're
one
already
your
you won that.
druid spot, your druid spot back.
Oh, cool.
Mhm.
I can't wait to get nerfed
still
in
can't take
AQ40.
Can we update this guild meeting spreadsheet? Put Apple up on that warlock.
Submitting the website app too right now, just so you guys have it.
Perfect.
Good, that's also how you register for the website.
Are you in our Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point. Just because we do a lot of communication with Discord, make sure if you haven't, get that link and
I'll link it again.
All the healers.
This is the Discord link here. You click it.
and you can work with
Yeah.
Banny. You can set up like your class.
It's all actually. If you
So we
just go to
know.
the assign role channel, you can self do it. Banny has
Just
it all
click on
self-explained.
You just like or whatever the things are linked to. That's kind of cool. Very impressive, man.
Banny's the strong silent type.
Sorry, I was laying down, picking my nose. What? Yeah, thanks. Cool.
You have to lay down to do that?
He was getting serious pick there.
So is there anyone on the list or not on the list that anyone thinks should be
Just our boy Apple here.
or should? So you can see we have a lot of we'll have a very healthy numbers assuming everyone levels. Me and Mike were talking yesterday about what we actually think, like from a leveling perspective, the length of time we're expecting, and we were kind of thinking we could be starting raiding after the 3rd week. Is that right? Sometime during the 3rd
By
week?
the 3rd week, probably.
Okay.
Like, probably it would be at the end of the 3rd week, but I would... We were casually houring it, too, so that was... There's going to be people that are going to be done ahead of our schedule.
Yeah.
So to speak.
So it's kind of...
Like about 3 weeks, I would say.
We don't want people to, like, be waiting, like, for a long time, but then also we don't want to be waiting for everyone else who is, like, taking it really slow. So... We'll
that's not
have,
getting
like,
to 60 though. That's not saying 3 weeks to get to 60. You should be 60 like way before that. Like that's like getting. That's like when we're ready to go into the raid.
Yeah.
So.
Because I think we're all kind of on that same page where we kind of the last couple of servers we're kind of taking a little more casually, and I know a lot of us are taking time off, so just for leveling sake.
Every week we don't raid after the first week is a week of loot we miss, and as we can tell right now, Golemag and Rag have a lot smaller drop tables, so we pretty much have a 50-50 chance at Mage Blade and like, what, a 1 in 4 or 5 chance at Akuria and BRE?
Yeah, actually, that's perfect transition. The next slide, which is slide whatever it is, 7.
I need to know exactly which slide we're going to.
This shows this shows every molten core drop, and how this is set up is, we've already kind of walked through what we consider like loot counts and what we want, just specific to the class. So everything on the bottom, like underneath the classes, is what we consider like that should go to that class, and then once everyone from that class has it, then it would be opened up to other people, sort of thing. Or if,
as per the prior list already.
Unless, like, obviously if no one in the class wants it, but they don't have it, it will still open up to other classes.
D'ing it.
But yeah, phase 2 and phase 3 stuff are highlighted a different color. So you can see there's not a whole lot of, like, great stuff from phase 1, but there are a couple exceptional pieces that basically, because of the way the loot tables are, they're going to have a much higher chance of dropping, like Val was saying. So like Golemag now will drop Mage Blade and like a couple other things, so there's way higher chance we see Mage Blades early on in his loot table than later.
Really but if you notice some things, like the really important thing about this isn't so much just like that some things will be opened up earlier, but some things are really late. If it goes exactly the way that it should go, with it coming out with the patch it's supposed to come out with, you're seeing things like Onslaught Girdle, Robes of Volatile Power, Mana Igniting Cord, Ring of Spell Power. All those items don't come out until phase 3. So
Toe-Up's phase 2 also.
Yeah, there's things that are phase 2 there for sure, but like phase 2 could be, not too far up, but phase 3 we're talking like we're getting into like the Blackwing Lair area, and we're just gonna start seeing Onslaught Girdles, we're just gonna start seeing the Rose of Volatile Power, and this is gonna open, this kind of goes back to it helps us out a little bit with our original idea of how we were gonna gear things, and mages making the debate whether or not they should have tailoring, because and then the debate between whether mages and warlocks should have this robe. There's absolutely no reason why a mage or warlock shouldn't have tailoring at this point, being that you really don't have an upgrade. Even if we were to debate the Rose of Volatile Power could go to you, they're not even going to draw. It won't be in the game. So there's things like that.
Warlocks, you might be able to argue not having tailoring because you could use the blue BOE robe instead of the epic one, but you still might want tailoring later for ZG because you're probably going to wear a 3-piece Bloodline and that'll give you more crit.
But at the time when this is more relevant, it'll be more relevant even to the Paladins as well, because they'll be able to gain more crit gear at that time as well. It makes more sense for them to be picking it up. It works out better overall for a few of these things, but at the same time it kind of makes things suck. And then again, a good thing where some nice pieces at the very beginning have a lot less pieces to roll against. Things that you might notice as well, though, for the rogues and for the warriors, Brutality Blade isn't going to be out until phase 2. So basically,
Tony
you're
has
looking
less
at
drops too, so we have more chance at Viscag.
yeah. So you're looking at basically Vishkag being and Deathbringer really being the only weapons early on, other than daggers.
In terms of that's one thing.
Actually, no. The rag dagger is later too, so it's only the shitty dagger that drops.
Got gore. Yeah. Also remember your period best in slot has the 1.12 stats. So like onslaught girdle. Well, the pre-raid for before onslaught is that belt out of Ubers, and that remember that gets like strength and hit on it. So it's not nearly as good, but it's still much better than we're all expecting, or we all remember. So there's some pre-raid that makes it like not such a huge loss.
Yeah, so that was some interesting stuff that came out recently with them just kind of. Well, they haven't confirmed it. This was through Wowhead, so this hasn't been confirmed by Blizzard. Blizzard might change their mind. Like, they might not leave Domo with no loot on it. They should if they're going to go by the patch, but they may not see that as the way it should have been, that you kill the boss to get nothing from it. But that's the way it was. So it's up to we'll see how they do it about that. If they cater to the more casual side spec, or if they keep it authentic.
Yeah, and like you'll notice Head of Onyxia is supposed to be phase 2 as well, so that might be another one where it might be added day 1.
And then that goes back to the no buff thing, not to the no buff thing, but just lack of buffs early on. We won't have DM buffs, and could very well have no heads of Ani either early on. So it'll be a really clean early start, authentic start. It won't have any extra buff, and other than maybe Songflower and consumables, of course.
So going forward, this is like our lists of our priorities as well. I think we already hashed this out kind of to death. But if you notice, like, there's a couple things you're like, why is that mage only? Well, because of the timing and because of the upgrade that the other classes can get. Like Mana Igniting Cord, you're like, why is that mage only belt? Well, it comes out when Blackwing Lair launches, and also Warlock's Tier 2 belt is almost as good. It's not quite as good, but it's pretty close. So it doesn't really make sense as a guild to give someone, a major upgrade
Side grade
versus a side grade. Right?
Yeah, like in this version, a lot more cleaned up like this. A lot easier to see.
Alright, let's move on to the next slide, which is 8. This is the Black Lair. Now, this isn't 100% final. This is kind of a rough draft. You'll see there's a lot of items that are TBD down there.
These pages look really nice, bro.
Thanks, it's Mike's idea.
It's a good idea.
So, I don't know if you wanted to just kind of quickly go through the list, or if anyone sees anything that's like, wait, why is that for that class, or why isn't this class included for that?
I'm seeing some feral gear, Birdie.
Yeah, it's for feral off spec. This is no good to other classes because they have better gear. Unless they have absolute shit gear when those drop.
Are we doing all the Fury Warriors or the DPS Warriors for Escandi before we can start getting them?
No, I don't think we should.
I mean, I don't mind waiting. I don't know how many are. It's kind of like the tier what Val was talking about. How many do we go before?
It
I know
might be
someone is.
depending on how many are actively ranking too.
Yeah, as we say, if somebody's doing a lot of BGs,
It also
they need
depends
to
on
have
our
priority for
BRE
sure.
drops too.
Yeah, if there's no,
If
if they're not going
warriors that are
two-handed.
worried about 2 hands have BREs.
Yeah, BRE is better than Ash Candy, from what I've heard.
If there's any other reason for them to get it that has to do with the raid, then we can entertain it. But if it's just a PvP thing, like I'm pretty sure, like I said, BREs is still going to be your top piece, and we're probably going to get quite a few of them just with the last drop rate off of Rag. So I wouldn't say forever. No, maybe if somebody's like, I really don't want to get, BRE, but I really want a Nash Candy, it's like a Vandy thing, and you can entertain stuff like that, but. No, I can't.
Slick 100 tier 2.
I think that was just an easy piece, just because, like, realistically, it's just goes to a warrior. But yeah, I know hunters do end up wanting them too.
Yeah, and you want them for more of the PvP side, or is it because it's better than what you can get?
It's the best we can get until we get the or depending on how you want to spec. If you go into survival with enough agility, then you're going to get the agility axes and move on from there, because you can get the 2 one-handed agility enchant.
Can't you also go, instead of going the 2 handies, go like 2 one-handers with crit and
That's what I'm
attack
saying.
power to maximize crit too?
But the
It just depends on what your
agility
spec is.
enchant shouldn't be out till like
Right.
AQ or something like
Yeah,
that.
that's why it's better. That's why that one's the best for us. And then also you don't necessarily want to do that Val until you go serve spec with the agility, as opposed to you want the attack power and crit for the mark spec. But again, I don't mind waiting on that. It's not a big deal.
One thing you'll see down there of Maladath as warrior prio. That's kind of a big one, and there's obvious reasons behind that. It's weapon skill based.
Because it actually works.
CTS is warrior and rogue, and one of the caveats with all melee weapons is pretty much this: if you have one good weapon, don't expect like let's say you get fish keg and brutality blade, like don't expect to be getting the first or the second or third, or I don't know, you name the number of like CTSs, because inevitably other people will need them to upgrade their blue weapons, their Uber's weapons, because unless we get really lucky with weapon drops, which we might.
Or time between phases, and they just oversaturate us with gear. And if that's the case, we'll adapt to it. But
yeah,
if they're kind of, I don't know, I can't see them being swift with their phases though. Regardless, like either way, I think we're gonna get quite a few clears in of all the instances, but we might just get really shit loot. Like you get those tainted seeds going again and start collecting ourselves some.
And then a couple other things that I see, like Band of Force Concentration and Nef's tier that are Warlock prio because of the hit. And that's kind of hard because as a mage, they're still both part of your best of slot, right?
But it's about betterment of the raid
because
overall.
because of like the prios that we give to from one core.
Paladin hat also.
Yeah.
Give prio to paladins for the Nefarian hat because we get the same hat from AQ.
But if you have a strong opinion on it, let us know, because we definitely want to make sure we're doing it proper. If this race or this whatever shouldn't be getting this item because of this, let us know. The things to go over, the TBD ones. So like the Pendant of the Fallen Dragon, that's that MP5 one that drops off a veil. the neck.
I think that's really a prio for anybody, to be honest.
So is any healer that wants to...
It would likely be going for an MP5 set, which would be like Chromag gear. So, Priest or Paladin Dispellers.
Is there something
Really?
in between that and Tooth of Gnar?
Tooth of Gnar is shit.
What do y'all use?
It
The
would
strat
be
healing deck?
whenever the strat pendant comes out, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it comes out pre-BWL. Let's see. The legs of the fallen don't really matter because I don't think they're really good.
Gloves of Rapid Evolution. The prime example of why they should either delete some gear or at least make it slightly better. If you just put like 20 or 30 healing on those gloves, or like 10 MP5, that would be slightly useful.
And there's all sorts of caveats to things, like you look at the Boots of Pure Thought. Well, we don't want, if you're a priest that knows he's going for his APs, then obviously it wouldn't make sense to give you those
Shouldn't be
boots.
taking that from
All the
somebody
healers
else.
want it.
Similar to rogues and warriors, ideally wouldn't we have like half the priests going 8Ps?
It's definitely gonna be something that we're gonna want to talk about, because probably like the tank priest, or tank priests, I should say, will probably want those, but it's gonna be something we'll have to iron out.
I need to figure out a day to have a sit-down healing meeting.
Before we
Because
pull the first two giants?
I mean, this is BWL.
Is there anything else on here that like sticks out and just makes you cringe, or everything else looks pretty good?
Yeah, I think we did good.
For the two shadow items, I would say if there's no shadow priest taking it, both of them should probably be healer. I think Firemar's clutch might be better than a couple of healer belts before it, but if not, it's still a decent DPS belt too. It's got 37 spell damage.
Yeah.
Isn't Blackwing Lair and Dire Maul coming out at the same time?
DM comes out before.
Well, then let's also have the belt out of DM East.
Yeah, so Fireball's clutch is like basically the same exact as the DME belt for healers. But it has spell damage on it instead of healing, so it's really good for
damage.
It's really good for Shadow. I'm pretty sure it's like Shadow's best in slot belt, or very close to their best in slot belt.
Mage second best in slot if we don't have the crit belt.
I mean, like in the whole expansion.
The whole game, yeah.
Oh.
Unless they don't need the MP5 and get the Cthulhu belt. It's got more spell damage and a crit.
Okay. Oh yeah, there's one other thing. So the empowered leggings, since we were giving prio on salamander skill pants, which now if you looked at those, they're phase 2, so they should be dropping relatively early. But assuming phase 2 doesn't like take too long to come out. So that's why we have the empowered leggings.
Difference between look at the difference between Storm Rage and Empowered real quick.
So there's a list that I've been going by here recently, and it's got empowered leggings as best in slot throughout the game for paladins. I mean, now I'm not. That's I don't care.
Right.
They're slightly better than the AQ pants. The AQ pants are just plate.
Right? Yeah. I don't care. Just mentioning that that's what that list has. So, but I don't give a shit. I'll take whatever.
Who did the AQ pants drop?
Thanks.
What page are we on?
8. But also, like, on a side note, like, if you're a druid who's hotting, like, it wouldn't really make sense for you to get empowered leggings.
You don't need the crit.
Yeah. Or if you're
Sartura.
I don't know, like, maybe that's something we
that.
need to rethink, but it's, yeah, the pally legs from AQ, I thought they were better. The AQ40 legs were better empowered.
I mean, since paladins are the only healers that can wear them, I think that, you know, me personally, I think that priests and druids should get empowered leggings before
It's
paladins.
23 int.
Otherwise, it's a waste.
68 healing, 1 crit, versus 12 int, 77 healing, 1 crit, and then 24 spear.
Yeah, the difference is tiny.
The druid class leggings would be a good offset item, like maybe druids using tier 2 until they want to switch to something
Oh shit!
other
is this
than
the
tier
meeting?
2, like empowered.
Classic rage.
Dude, I just got off work. Sorry. I'll shut up.
So like maybe put them on the bottom of the prio and we'll take tier legs.
No thanks for the laugh.
Kind of offset expediency.
And one of the reasons to not give paladins prio on the Chromag leggings was to give them prio on the MC legs, because their MC legs are garbage. Both of them.
Yeah, their tier 1 and 2 is just not very comparable.
I assume by the end of everything, we'll be able to get him eventually. I mean, but it's not even that big of a difference between the AQ and
So you could give them prio
except
on not the leather leg, and then give them prio on both the crit legs after, and they can just have shitty legs until phase 3.
Well, okay, so you're a priest, you're going for your AP.
No, when DM's out, Padre
So-
pants will be out, huh?
Yeah, the Padre pants are good, but the other thing is, like, every priest is gonna want the 3 set, right? So that will be your first priority, is getting a 3 set, whatever those pieces are, and it's most likely gonna be the head, legs, and then whatever starts dropping in BWL. So, pending what people are gonna be going for, whether it's 8 set, then or not, you know, we're gonna want to figure out, like, okay, well, if you're going for 8 set, then those people should probably get the chest, so that's probably going to be off the table, because you'll have the Strat Live chest.
The same goes for druids, because isn't the druid 3-piece like the same as priest, the 15 mana %?
Yeah, it's 3 pieces really good. Bracers is gonna be one thing every druid is gonna want. Is there?
But yeah,
They're
in
the
terms of
best.
that, like, you might have like 3 priests that want the empowered leggings and like 1 druid.
What the
Yeah, I
hell?
don't know.
Look like a clown.
So it wouldn't be like you're waiting for like 9 people for the empowered leggings. It would be more like, let them get it first.
Mm-hmm.
But
and then, like, you know, like Mike was saying earlier, you know, hopefully we're getting good drops throughout all the phases, and everybody kind of has everything, so it's much easier to go through a piece like that and figure it out based off of what people want to do and what sets people are willing to break or not have.
okay, what else we got? Really see much else in terms of shocking. Again, same thing applies to Mission Dare. Like, if the pally wants it, they should have prio on it, because mages and warlocks will get their 2.5 helm, which is almost as good as Mission Dare. But obviously, once the pallies are like, okay, I don't want, then mages and warlocks can be opened up to it as well. But then if you had that, then it probably wouldn't make sense for you to get your 2.5 before other mages and warlocks sort of. It's a give and take. Any questions or comments there?
I have a question.
What's up?
And it is.
What was this meeting about? I'm just kidding.
Home chat.
Let's get out.
Mike, did you want to talk about something else?
No, not this meeting. I think that's good. We just wanted mostly to see everybody and hopefully see some new faces that we hadn't seen in a while, and got a few new people in. And hopefully next meeting again as we get closer, and everyone's getting excited for Classic, and we're all really looking forward to seeing the name we select, the server we choose. So,
do you think that the day it comes out, like all the realms will just be like boom? Do you think they'll actually give us, like, tell us where the realms are going to be dedicated from?
Well, seeing as they can't even tell us when the next stress test is, I don't think they're going to really divulge the exact locations of servers, but maybe they will, and maybe, like I said in Discord, a little pipe dream, maybe they'll, if they're going to push the stress test as far back as they are, maybe they'll do the stress test on the same day as the character creation, and maybe they'll have all the servers that they plan on having out that day, and they stress test it that way, and just let everyone make the character, and then go play your character, and then they'll just delete your character after the stress test or whatever. But a little way of incorporating both of them. I doubt they'll do that, but if they did, that would be interesting. But we'll have one more meeting before, on the 7th there, before we have the selection day. But if everyone's in here on the 12th, it'll really help us. If you're not here on the 12th, and you're not selecting your character, I get that. But if you are selecting your character, I drastically suggest you be in TeamSpeak or some sort of Discord, some sort of communication with us, so that you know what server to select. Obviously.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a little party in here. Pops and chips and parents and stuff.
Parents.
Yeah, there's lots of parents in this channel.
Yeah. Nice.
I have to get my 70-year-old father in here for this.
It's gonna be there. We're gonna be making our characters, but
Only if you're ready to go.
But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, and everyone deciding the name. We'll all pick the servers that we like the names of if they give us a location. If it's between, I'm hoping it's gonna be like 50 servers. So if they have like 5 or 6 servers that we like the names of, we'll all have like a little vote or whatever before we pick our server, and have a little thing about it.
What was the time again?
What time did they say it was gonna be at? Did they give it a specific time?
Well, I think we're all assuming it'll be the same time as the release.
Okay, because I don't think they actually gave a time for the character selection.
Yeah, we're just assuming.
6 p.m. Eastern time.
I can't see why they wouldn't do that, but never know.
6
p.m.
So that's
Eastern.
9 for me.
No. Try it again.
That's 3.
It's 3 p.m.
Idiot! Oh my god.
PST.
Okay.
3 PST.
Carissa can say that because it's her
Math is
birthday
hard.
tomorrow. Her and Verdi's birthdays are both tomorrow.
You know what, Banny? After that little incident on Discord, I named a donkey after you in my Minecraft game. Deal with it.
No, you deal with it.
I named my first child after you, Benny.
You deal with that too.
Actually, I think you named it after me.
Yeah, Rusty. Nice. See what you did there? Okay, anyone got anything else to share?
How's your day going?
What?
Cut out a lot.
I asked how your day was going.
It's
Well,
okay.
good. How's your
The back
dick
hurts a
going?
little bit.
Yeah, how about that too?
Whoa.
So much for that
Wednesdays
stream.
at 7.
Warren, have you heard from Zeno?
No.
Okay. Do you have a way? Can you like? Do you have his number? Can you text him or anything?
Zeno?
Yeah.
No, I don't know who that is.
Oh. Who's your friend?
Tail.
Man.
Hashtag?
Oh, hashtag. That's right.
Hash brown?
Hash
Man.
browns.
Ah, I see. I see.
Is hash browns coming back? Oh man, A B
Maybe.
I D E. A B I D E.
Yeah.
No Jay Cutler though. Oh, there was Jay Cutler here.
User joined your channel.
Yeah. Get a buy.
Nice, Abide. Welcome.
A B I D E.
18 more days
Sorry,
of
I'm
work.
late. Sorry, I have family in from Florida.
Alright,
Just
that's
missed the
fair.
whole meeting.
That's fair. That's fair.
I figured, but at least I came in to fucking give you guys an excuse. Don't matter, you know Bai's fucking coming hard. Coming real hard.
Where's your friends at, Abide?
They are, well, first of all, I see Ball was in here. Fuck him.
Okay.
They're, one just moved into a house, one's with his girlfriend, but yeah, I told them that they need to make the next 3, so they'll be good. Did we discuss how Bulba's gonna have to name his guy Bulba, not Jay Cutler? So then everyone's gonna have to call him by Bulba?
We didn't mention that today. That was in the next meeting, I think.
Okay, good. I like that I recognize the majority of these names. It's fun.
User joined your channel.
Who are you?
BIDE.
Oh, fuck yeah.
IDE.
Well, it could be a little bit better, GSL, but I appreciate the effort.
User in your channel was kicked from the server. User joined your channel.
Dickhead.
Yeah, super hype. In just 1 hour for me, it's officially August, which means it's just right there. 26 days.
Which means happy birthday, Carissa.
And you too.
I just
Hey, when's
counted
your birthday? My birthday's in August.
18 days.
Carissa and my birthday is tomorrow.
Ooh, I'm on the 6th. I
Oh,
turned
your
30.
birthday's in August, mine's in February. Small world.
That's pretty good.
That's all stolen from.
Oh, a lot of people have a
someone
weak
else.
polo game in November.
Week. They get lazy around that time of year. It's cold.
It's all that food.
Great. What else? Anything else?
I was just gonna ask, is there anything that people are playing right now that is anything fun? Because I can't find games right now.
Linked you something that you can play
Yes,
with Jack. By the way,
Yes,
Michael, it's free.
Come play with us, Mike.
Smite kind of feels like a
Just
really
played through
shitty
Diablo
version
1.
of WoW.
Smite?
Yeah, Smite's
It's
like
a
WoW.
MOBA.
It's like WoW.
How do I
Boot up
even
Grand
play
Theft
Diablo?
Auto and play one
It's
mission.
It's like WoW in the sense that you move and have abilities.
Do you have a Switch?
So like real life?
Yeah.
Wait, I don't have abilities in real life.
Oh god, I could recognize that voice
Hey.
from a fucking mile away.
Come on, 2x4, don't say that about
You
yourself.
have like +5 waterfall evasion.
Oh, is Malar gonna do all of our loot calls for us?
Yeah, he will be.
Yes.
Oh fuck yes,
Malar
dude.
shrines.
He's gonna be the one that makes the final decision. If it's between two people for loot, then we ask Millar to make the decision out loud and decide. And then
We'll have to wait. We'll have to
I
wait.
thought we
We'll
were
have to
doing
wait 20
foot
minutes.
races.
no, we just gotta hear him just be like, oh, it's this guy's.
5 is high.
5 is high. 5. Malar's still doing.
5% guild bank.
We're on reg loot, and
Oh,
Malar's still in the
I'm gonna
first
do
one.
that for the guild bank. You better pay up.
Who's getting the trank shot?
So I had a question. Should I be concerned? Like, I look at our raid comp list, and let's say everyone shows up, and we got 7 druids, 8 hunters. Should I be
Yes, the
concerned, or should I be like?
No, we have an alt raid.
I thought you said we needed hunters.
We have an alt raid.
Well, we need good hunters.
Oh, my buddy's good. Don't worry.
And it gives people,
Out of 8, like maybe one of them might be good enough.
we'll see how many people actually make it to 60 in time, see if people put the actual effort in. And it's good to have a big number early on, because by the time we get to Nax,
Yeah, size
Is the
matters.
other buddy better than Bulba?
like better than Bulba with an illusionary staff.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Who's this hunter? Juicy James.
That's my buddy.
Juicy James.
He's got the Abide Bulba connection, so you guys have to let him in.
I don't know. Does he have a catchy theme song?
No one's got a catchy theme song like Abide. I should make that my follower notification
Did you
zone.
say a catchy scene song?
I was hoping that you wouldn't notice it, but yes, I did.
Thong.
You wear a thong?
Yeah, I wear a sexy thong.
You can wear 3 thongs at once because some people call flip-flops thongs.
Australia calls flip-flops thongs.
It's a lot of sex.
I have a question. Well, how's the DMs and shit working? When are those coming out?
The what?
DM raids or DM instances?
Phase 2.
We don't know the time frame in between the phases. People can kind of just guess which phases will be long and which phases will be short. Some people think that the phase in between DM and Blackwing Lair will probably be the shortest break between all of them.
Is Ubers available right away? I can't remember.
Yes.
It has to be because Anixia is available right away.
But yes, Ubers is available.
Either the war effort in between when ZG's implemented and the war effort is implemented, or between phase 1 and 2 will probably be longest. Maybe even in between AQ and Nax, they might give people a lot more time to clear AQ this time around as opposed to like 3 or 4 months.
Guys, I don't want to throw any bad juju, but our unlucky number was 32
Fuck
for
off!
all those shit, and there's currently 32. I thought it was 32.
It's 33.
Okay, good.
33, yeah, we haven't broke the match number yet.
Because there was 32 clients in the
Well, hey,
server.
with 33 we know we can at least get up to Cthulhu.
The meeting's already over, Bide, so...
Yeah.
What? Did Rage just yell "fuck you" and then quit?
Wait, did Rage already quit before the game started?
He's not even on the roster.
No, he already said.
Put Rage on the roster?
No, he already says he can't make our raids.
He's got mustard sandwiches to make.
He'll be with us, and then he'll slowly find another guild as he's leveling. So,
Yeah.
so that's gonna happen again. No, he's a great guy.
How many weeks then?
Like I said, the first
we
time he
taking
leaves, he's
bets?
behind main alts and loot. Easy as that.
There should be like a Rage-nator guild rank, just for people who leave and come and leave and come.
Oh, me and Bulba had a conversation with not Rage, so about another name.
No, don't make my fucking name a Rage.
It's happening.
Don't.
Why?
Just because I know Bulba will do anything to fucking make me feel like shit. So if he's
I
talking
know
to pro,
people got so offended when we had the guild bitch rank before, so we were thinking about making it.
We're not a toxic guild.
Epic Psycho rank?
Okay.
No.
Send Epic Psycho an email.
He contacted.
We're only toxic if you're from Untold Story.
Did you tell him we weren't playing plastic, bro?
Or Pantheon.
We're not here. Sorry.
Really, bro? You did?
Yeah. And
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I don't know what to believe.
He gave him his personal number and told him to call him anytime.
Crysis contacted me like a month or 2 ago.
Did he ask if the hunter slot was open? On our office?
That was the yeah.
It's
Anyhow.
the old Michael Fox.
Yeah. Okay, so next Wednesday we're gonna reconvene. We'll talk some ZG and AQ loot, and hopefully be another week closer.
What do you mean, hopefully?
Hopefully, I was gonna say hopefully they announce like realm names.
Yeah,
and
hopefully
stuff.
Tom doesn't stop, and then we're
Yeah,
just left.
Hopefully they don't just say, "Sorry guys, it was all a joke."
And they'll
We're
push
pushing
the
it.
beta.
If they push it back a week, everyone would be so pissed. Like everyone who's taking a week off work.
Yeah.
Because I won't be able to change my week off at all.
If they invented a time machine and you could go anywhere in time, would you guys just teleport to August 26th?
I would go back to Turtles in Time, that Nintendo game.
I'd go back to 2004.
Did you say back to 26?
I don't want to go. I don't want to be a pimply.
Like, how many
15-year-old
uses
playing
of
this
it
game
do you
again.
get?
Just one. You just get one use.
No, I wouldn't do that. Because if I teleported right at the 26th, I wouldn't have all my snacks and stuff together.
I would wait until we're killing Rag, and then I would teleport back to we were pulling the first two
But-
giants.
Michael, what
Just
if
play
you
that on
left
repeat.
yourself a note so your future self would know to have it all ready for you? So you could just teleport to that day.
If you go back, what if you run into
I
yourself?
don't think
It's
you're
like,
paralleling the universes here. We're staying within our own teleportation. So if it's me teleporting, it would still be me. It's not like if I go to the future, there'd be a second me because me was in the teleporter back in the day. There would be no person in between me to do things for me. Just me teleporting to that date. I didn't exist somehow during the other people's time. People were like, wow, you disappeared for like 15 years and showed up here.
This is getting deep.
Do you think that
No,
you can
there
beat
would be
yourself in
another
a fight
copy
from
of
right
But it-
before the
still
skill
going
meeting?
on.
No, there wouldn't be a copy of myself going on. I got into the teleporting machine and teleported 25 days into the future. During that time, I wouldn't have been there. I would have been disappeared for 25
What
days.
if you clone yourself first? I mean, if
Then the story is completely
time
different, and there's no
travel-
way to have this conversation then if we just keep changing it.
Well, I do have a good.
Time
Okay,
travel's a possibility, then cloning is.
so based on what Millar
Just
said, I do
saying.
have something good to talk about. We do need, and this might be really silly to some of you, but like,
Based
what
on
do we
this.
get for like snacks and for food, like to prepare?
What
that
remember
first
last anything
week?
about snacks? Ice?
Make a 10-pound pot of oatmeal.
Have you thought about meth?
I'm just gonna have weed and Gatorade.
I'm gonna
Ooh,
get
Gatorade's a good idea.
I'm gonna get Lunchables, but I'm gonna go out to a real nice store that sells like fine cheeses and like salami.
So like
and
adult
stuff.
Lunchables?
Oh,
Adult
Uncrustables.
Lunchables.
What about Uncrustables?
Get some nice breads.
Abide, make sure you don't accidentally mix up your Gatorade with your piss bottle, alright?
No,
Just
it's okay.
make sure
My
you
wife
eat
will.
fruits
My
and
wife's
vegetables
gonna
as
take
well.
it away.
Nice, I thought.
I've already told my wife I've got a bell right here. I just do this.
That was
And when she hears that, she knows I have to take a shit or piss, and then she'll come and just get in the bucket.
Oh, please.
Yeah, one of those orange
I
Home
feel
Depot
sorry
buckets.
For if that's a true,
Yeah.
true story.
Those orange Home Depot buckets are better than the bedpans South Park didn't know.
So is there
Oh,
like,
okay.
is there foods that we probably should have ordered? Is it
Yeah, you shouldn't eat a lot of carbohydrates. It'll make you tired.
right? That's kind of what I was getting at.
And don't eat a lot of greasy food and a lot of sugars as well, because you'll crash.
Is this a real conversation?
You like sandwiches?
Yes, this is a freaking real conversation.
Also,
love that.
the longer you stay awake, the more your body needs to consume to stay healthy. Just so you're aware of that.
Yeah.
Is this
Yeah.
real
Don't get a
life?
hamster feeder.
It is real life. Don't kill
I-
yourself. A lot of us
no.
will feel like we're killing ourselves for staying up so long trying to hit level cap, but for reals though, take care of
Yeah.
your
One of
bodies.
those statistics of guys dying in cyber cafes, being up for 3 days straight.
Yeah,
Don't be
Val.
one of those.
Yeah, Val.
What's up?
Just make sure you have a water bottle next to you.
I got married in October. I might get a divorce in this October.
I told you that guy wasn't right for you.
Dude's already called a
God,
lawyer and just like kind of book it in just in case.
Yeah, I've already been like, what is the if I just completely stop doing anything?
I don't think two guys can get divorced.
What?
But they can
yes,
give
we
you-
can.
He gave him the right to marry, but we haven't given him the right to get divorced yet. No, you fought for this. You're together.
No, that's That's in another 20 years.
I wonder. That's a terrible statistic, but I wonder what if I've never actually heard of any gay person that I know getting divorced ever.
How many do you know that got married?
3 now.
Wait, say that again. I wasn't listening. What were you talking about?
Me and Bulba just got married.
Oh, nice.
Just for everyone to know, by the way, the people that are hanging out at the meeting is over. We just want to have a quick hour meeting, so the people that are just listening to this, you don't have to listen to this. But if you want to, you're more than welcome to.
This is the best part.
But
Hey, Mike.
it's kind of a requirement.
But we're talking
The old pink sock, huh?
We're talking about divorce rates with gay couples at the moment.
Mike, should I be recording
I'm
this?
sure that's Googleable.
Yeah, can you write this down?
Sure.
Can you read that back to me?
Pro,
Can you write this back? Or can you write this down?
About gay divorce rates.
What do you say here?
Oh, I got a funny story.
And
So,
two people love each other.
Pro
With
Christ.
penises.
My buddy Christ, he's dating this girl right now, and he had to have a
That's
serious
good
talk.
for him.
Yes,
Oh.
he had to have a serious talk with her because
She doesn't understand it yet.
he found out that she has had 2 relationships end because of World of Warcraft.
Oh no.
So we had to like sit down with her and like they
What,
planned
on
out this is
her
the rating
part or the
schedule.
guy's
Does she-
part?
I don't know.
play or something?
No, she doesn't play, but she's
Oh,
had
that's-
relationships ruined because of World of Warcraft. So like
So
she
this
like
is number 3. Like, what are the
I was
odds
like
of
I
that
was like
happening?
just break up with her now,
Crazy.
bitch, because we're fucking
Yeah, just get
ready.
it over with.
No, but he's already like he had to sit her
Long and
down,
noble.
and he called me tonight. He's like, I sat her down, we had dinner, and we like had a serious talk about the raid schedule
He
and when
probably
I
gave
can
her a
hang
foot
out.
massage.
That's already a red flag right there.
Well, we'll see.
Sit her
that's-
down and be like, if I can't be a gnome, I don't want to play.
See, I was dating my wife back when we were playing Chronos like 2-3 years ago, so we're good. She knows the commitment, you know.
You were
joint custody.
like barely there.
Huh?
Where you logged on twice and then never came back.
Are you?
That
Do
was
you guys?
anathema.
That was the. Are you guys kidding me? I had like, tons of Netherwind on my mage. I was there like every raid. What the
Tons of
fuck are you talking
gear.
You were hilarious because
What are you
Don't
talking
you
about?
remember me? I had tons of gear.
when
I was
Anathema,
all
we
about
power
Chronos
leveled all
too.
those people, right? And then Abide comes in and he's like tells in guild chat like, okay, is anyone there to power level me? And no one
Don't worry.
speaks up and he just logs off.
Never came back. I wasn't feeling that anyways. Well, you guys already made. You guys forget. You guys act like I wasn't there. I had the mage, which I was super committed to, and then we switched to the other Chrono server, leveled the warlock, super committed. We did like 2 raids. Then that went, and then you guys went to another server. And I was like, fuck this. I'm not doing this again.
That's what we're doing on retail.
Well, yeah, but this is for real.
Well, no, we're gonna change servers like every 3 months on retail.
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
once we don't like the scripting, we're like, we
Oh,
don't
God.
Yeah, every time we kill Nefarian, we're gonna reroll.
Or you might, just change factions, stay on the
Change
same
faction.
server.
Every
Or
time
you
Michael
lock
gets
out.
a binding.
It's a binding.
Yeah, we're done here, boys.
Well, let's move on.
Our work here is done.
Wasn't it DKP back then? I had to come to get fucking gear. What are you guys talking about?
Yep.
Yeah, it's surprising how
Yes,
Loot Council
5%.
works the same way.
Yeah.
See, but Bulb was my ace, so
You have an ace in your hole?
yeah, Bulb was amazing at healing. So
How does that help you?
because if I leave, he leaves.
They're
Yeah?
part of the same package. They've compared
Is that a
packages.
threat?
It's a promise, Malar, bitch.
But that's okay.
Oh.
See, that kind of works both ways, though, if you think about it. Because now you have to play better as well. Because if we remove, like
I know.
you, then he's gonna want to go too, right?
We'll see. I mean, that's what he promises me, but you never know with Bulba.
That's too much.
Lying to your face.
That puts too much pressure on Bulba. I don't know what I like calling him better, Jay Cutler.
No, it's Bulba.
I think I do like calling him Jay Cuddy though.
No, it was stupid because everyone was just calling him Jay.
What
It
if
was
we
so
just call him
annoying.
LeBron?
No, what is with this LeBron bullshit you're doing?
Wasn't that something that he made up or you made up?
No, he named his character Jay Cutler back in Chronos, and everyone called him Jay, and it was so fucking annoying for me. I've been calling him Bulba since we were like 15.
So you're just not good with change.
No.
His real name isn't Bulba or Jay.
But it starts with a B, so it's closer. It's a Bulba.
I know. I call Tanny by Tanny, and I know his real name.
No, I know that. But would you get upset if Tanny started going by a different name?
I just wouldn't talk to him.
See?
We're done.
Cut all ties with him.
Well, no, I just call him.
Dead to me.
I'm like a vibe because I just call him Tanny even when he's played different characters.
But did it make you upset though if you had a different name? Would you be like, you need to change your name or I'm done?
No, I just would refuse to call him anything different.
Well, there you go.
When Randy was out here, it was so hard to call him Matt. Like,
No, that's not his name.
It
would be Randy.
I would call you Pro if we saw him. Like, Pro, get over here. Like,
See, I
You would tell me to get over here?
I wouldn't have a hard time because
I would feel weird like using the game name if you were like face to face.
Marco Polo.
Why?
And, like the
you call me
BlizzCon
GSM,
Hall.
you'd like it.
but I don't understand like, why would that bother you, Lar?
Real name.
Yeah, but I would mock yours. I'd be like, Jared.
This is a real question. Somebody has to tell me where to level in retail because I'm stuck and like.
Yeah, I would hate that. I'd be like, that's cringe. Like, I don't know. I don't actually know you. We're not like know you.
Chubbs, you're playing real.
Oh, if
Real
you
Time
saw me in face to face, you'd be like, "Oh God, I don't know you."
No, I would just call you Malar.
But I don't know where to go. It's like everything is a world.
I'd probably introduce you as Milan to
The
everyone.
first thing I'd make you do is noise if I met you.
So we're gonna have a bit.
I'd make you do it in public.
Oh, in
We would
public,
play
huh?
Marco Polo in the BlizzCon Hall and be like, Malar!
We do have to do a big toxic meetup though when we like.
Ew.
Yeah, that just made my stomach flip over.
I don't know. I'll be there.
I'd be cool like hanging out with you and Pro, but like a big group of us, like I
It'd be
don't know.
like,
That sounds like
We'll crash a chili in
Sounds
a
like-
Civic place and
We
be
don't
like,
stay
you know
there
what?
for like a week.
You always promised us that we could use your pool. So,
The RDO will be there, and he'll like
That actually
record
funny.
all
We
the
should do
stories.
party.
swimming around in the
Party at
pool.
Pano's place.
Or he'll be there making a name for himself.
writing down everything Michael says.
Yeah, how's that coming along? Read it back to me.
Read it back to me.
That's all you got to.
That's all I've got. Well, that's the joke. It's like I just say what you just said.
I think the Adventures of Michael Fox got deleted when the T-Speak got hacked.
No.
I think I don't know. I thought I saved that.
That's a timeless relic.
I think I saved that to my computer.
It was actually pretty funny.
Somewhere that has to exist. I might have a copy. I'd have to look.
Ardio one night or one day decided when I told him to record what I'm saying, he said okay, and then proceeded to write down everything I said for the next hour. Pretty much.
Alright, boys and gals.
Aren't you, like,
have a nice
rambling
night.
on to
Talk to y'all laters.
Alright, bye.
A, B,
Goodbye.
I remember
Ooh,
what
I
he was
like that. I
doing.
like that. I'm gonna steal that, Verdi.
Didn't you just say bye?
I think she said goodbye.
Yeah.
A, B, I D,
Get it.
User disconnected from your channel.
Well, now that he is gone,
Oh my god.
Jay,
Wait.
are you there?
I have Michael Gar binding drop pictures. Bunch of screenshots.
From which server?
I don't know. I think it was when we were afraid that the server might crash and like
Kronos,
he
then.
would lose it.
Kronos,
so I like, took a
100%.
bunch of fucking screenshots.
Like,
of
were
him
we
looting
Horde?
it.
Were we Alliance?
Oh, I guess I would answer it too.
Alliance.
Oh, then it might have been Elysium.
Was my name Verdi or Tenderheart?
Oh shit, we're going Alliance? I've been practicing Horde.
This might have been. No, this was Nostalrius.
I don't know what to do.
I found it.
Not play retail? It's a good thing to do.
I have Michael's.
I do
Druid.
like this druid though.
You still have
Yeah.
it, you?
Oh, it's so glorious.
I even died once.
Were you AFK in the middle of like 30 mobs?
No, I was AoE pulling about 15 elites, and I just was too much.
Only 15?
Well, I didn't know there were elites. It wasn't close. It's not like I was, had a chance.
Sucks they nerfed Starfall, but it's still kinda good.
You remember Starfall and Wintergrasp when you had the buff for the other faction having way more players?
Remember Starfall on Timeless Island when you got all 4 of the buffs and just murdered everything?
Jenkins and
I just remember this fucking
Rat
chicken.
PvP was ridiculous.
Or when 15 Bunkins and 10 Druids came in and Starfall and chain lightned everybody.
Oh, yeah, the
Warmane.
botters are either shamans or boomkins.
Well, yeah, on Warmane there were these guys that would like multi-box 20 accounts and they'd have just all a bunch of boomkins.
I never did shit like that.
Or
10 accounts.
Shamans.
I don't understand the appeal.
Mike, I uploaded it to this
Funny,
channel.
man. You know, you get to chain lightning, kill everyone.
Yeah, but you're not like proving anything to yourself. Like you're not improving as a player. You're not getting better at the game. You're just.
There were groups.
I'm gonna go
There were a
poop.
couple
Bye.
people who loved
Bye.
that Warmane.
Enjoy your poop.
Love you. It's like punching 10-year-olds. Like you're not gonna get better at fighting from beating up 10-year-olds, right?
If you're 6.
What if the
You're gonna feel
10-year-old is
good about
like
yourself.
Black Belt?
What if you just kiss them on the mouth?
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
too.
then you
Happy
go to
birthday,
jail.
Birdie.
Hi, Carissa. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Where's her Anixia bag?
I was gonna say we don't have to give it any. Well, what would have happened if we had? I didn't know we had 2 people with the same birthday.
I'll like log on to a private server and give her like all my gold right now.
You're so generous.
What if retail doesn't work out?
Like
We have to go
that's-
back to that.
That's how far you would go.
I'd probably put buckshot through the roof of my mouth.
Yeah, I don't know how you could screw it up. The beta was pretty good considering what we were expecting. It actually ended up
Pretty
being.
good.
Yeah, I heard good things.
It's pretty alright.
Did they fix the strafing yet? Or is it still all retarded?
No, they fixed the strafing. It was in a patch.
That's fixed.
Thank fucking god. Can you moonwalk?
No,
Client side you can, but you can't.
Okay, that's all that I care about.
Yeah, you can do it client side.
They made actually quite a few fixes right near the end of the beta before it closed. It was actually pretty impressive how many fixes they actually pushed out during them. But they said that's all they're doing right now is just working on bugs and having tons of fixes. So I'm pretty jazzed. And they also did confirm that their layering wasn't right, and that they had just basically just threw it up just to see how it would work, and that the numbers weren't accurate to anything, which is also cool. Because their layering was terrible.
So, do you think like we'll be leveling like, oh, no one's around, let me get on that layer? Or do you think that will be a thing really?
I'm gonna be adding like the entire guild to my friends list to abuse the fuck out of layering and mining and herbing.
They fixed that, so if you hit an herb or a mine or whatever, you can't flip layers for X amount of hidden time.
You can still do it at least once. So, like, ideally, you go to,
What
say,
do you mean once?
Goro, you kill all the Devil Sar, then you flip once, and then you kill all the Devil Sar and wait for
You
the
can't
cooldown.
flip once. The cooldown is the second you kill one mob.
It'd be like run around in
It's not
a
like you have to
there's
kill X
nothing
amount of
there,
mobs.
How long is the cooldown?
then switch.
They don't know. They haven't been able to figure out exactly. They say it's something that it's additive and it could be based off of the object you're getting to. They weren't able to. There wasn't enough testing involved, but they could confirm that there was 100% a timer for gaining experience, mining a herb, mining ore, and killing mobs. Pretty
What's the
basic.
spawn on Rich Thorium?
Oh, no idea. Like you could find
Devil
a way to
sword
do it.
timers?
I'm sure they'll make it so that if you kill a devil sword, they'll have the timer long enough. That is probably the duration of the respawn. Maybe not.
Yeah, usually the respawn timers are the duration of the respawn.
No, I mean like how long they have the internal timer is.
Yeah, I got what you're saying.
Okay, then, alright.
There's a longer cooldown when you go to a new lair where you're now stuck on that one, and even if you leave the group, or it doesn't matter, you're stuck on that one and it gets longer every time you do it.
Is that like when does that reset? Just when you're offline?
Probably when the whatever timer
It probably just
goes
times
away.
down all the time, I would guess.
They say
you're
whether or
on
not it's account based.
Wow, now that's the question.
So like,
No, but if you had multiple accounts, yeah, they would be
Well, I
fine with
will.
you doing that.
Well,
if
not
you had
necessarily
260 and you,
another 60. They still had layering in or something. Or another 60 on another account. So you'd have to, the difference between a 60 on a separate account or on the same account.
I think one of the biggest things was like you would hop to someone's lair, do what you were gonna do, and you'd leave the party, and it would put you back to where you originally were, and that's fixed. Once you go there, you're stuck there, and there's no way to go back to the one you were on unless someone who's on that one invites you, and you wait 60 seconds or whatever.
yeah, they patched that by the second. That was already doing that on the next stress, like the second stress that we did. They already had that working that way, but they added further that if you, like you said, if you
What if you're in
then
the same
get invited
spot
over,
as... Well, I guess if you're in a guild with someone,
it's a
you
pretty
most likely
decent
would
way.
be
It's
in the
really
same
hard to
layer.
exploit it. Like it's really difficult for
I was
you
gonna
to
say, if there's
exploit it.
somehow you're a way that you're both in the same spot but different layers, you could do the two different things on one layer.
The only way you could really like there's no real I can't really think of any way you can really exploit it. Oh, and also PvP as well. If you're engaged in PvP, like if you just got killed recently, you get also a timer as well. They found that out as well. So you can't just like hop a layer just because you just got killed.
You could abuse it by like, let's say you just pick a Black Lotus and you're like, okay, this layer I know is not gonna have a Black Lotus in its zone for the next whatever, so I might as well try to get another layer and keep farming.
Probably the best way to do that.
Confusing.
Yeah, like if you're running up to a Black Lotus and you see somebody pick it in front of you, and you ask somebody else to hop you onto their layer for a chance to get to the Black Lotus, there's a chance there. Like, but again, the Black Lotus isn't guaranteed to be in that exact spawn or even in that zone. So like, there's no, it's not quite as guaranteed and as
So we still
simple
haven't
as
gotten
just hopping.
clarification whether or not they'll change the spawns.
I doubt it. They said they did make it specific. I actually was in a video that SKN was watching today just talking about, they just looked back at their BlizzCon thing and they mentioned their 3 key points of their philosophy, and the one thing was to not mess with the 1.12 code, like unless they had to do it because of, technological reasons, but other than that they didn't want to ever mess with anything. So that's why people are saying, I don't know if I can do DM North farming. Like if it was able to be done in Classic, you're going to be able to do it. Like the only thing so far that they've changed is the experience with being able to power level. They have gone and changed that.
So I could say, if you look at the patch notes, like DM North specifically, the king and his Chrome Crush or whatever his name is, that was added in like 0.9 or something, or where they can't pull apart.
You can still pull them without pulling them apart, though. But one of the private servers tried to do that, and it was still killable by competent hunters.
But even so, like the DM East jump down for the Lashers, they shouldn't be reducing numbers of spawns unless that was done in, back in the day and things like that. But I don't believe something like that was. But just all the stuff and adding nets to mobs that didn't have nets, like things like that aren't going to happen.
Looking forward to doing Hold Your Ass Near the Spiders with you. So. See if those mobs work.
Oh yeah, they're going to work.
They're going to work.
They may not work the way you want them to, but they're going to work. I don't know. With all the fixes they did to hunters recently, that was really encouraging. I was surprised to see as many fixes as they did go to the beta with them saying that they were going to make a lot of fixes later, and they made a list of just the hunter stuff. But quite surprised how well they came about especially because they fix things that are broken still on retail, which is pretty funny. And anybody that, like I was saying earlier to people in TeamSpeak, if anyone's played retail, like anything with a pet sucks. Like anytime they put you in like phased missions or anything, like I'm playing a rogue on retail, and if they, well, not so much anymore, but anyways, if they give you any quests that give you like a little pet that you have to control, it is so wonky, and you can tell it's just terrible, and just, I don't know. It's amazing the things they fix for Classic though, the things they won't even fix for retail.
Dead game. The dead server.
That server.
Do you think we're gonna crush like the level 50 plus dungeons?
Yeah, we will. Bad. Like every dungeon that was like... Kronos was a more realistic representation of dungeon difficulty. And it was a joke. Except for Scarlet Monastery, you just got fisted by Wind Fury Bug.
Oh man, we could probably like
that's gonna be so nice not having that.
level 56.
Remember that.
We'll do level 56 Ubers, easy.
Yeah, we need to make sure while we're 11 people, at least like probably 10 get on it. Silithus or hydroxy.
Doing that just to farm.
We'll just make a night of it, and literally we can. Well, actually, no. How's Repix shared in Classic?
Elemental
It's
Earth,
not
Essence
shared.
of Earth, and Essence of Air.
Isn't shared only like the bigger the party, the less you get?
No, if it's 112, rep should be equally shared. If it's 112 rep mechanics, because they changed that, and I know they changed it around the time that they made you farm for Timbermont rep.
Okay, so if that's the case, then there's no reason that we can't all go down there in a big group of 15 to 20, because you should still be able to get rep in a raid and literally just control that area, and all of us get it. And you'll get it so much faster too. We can pull so many in tight and just AoE big groups down. Because if it's a range issue, like we can just smash that rep out real fast.
Speaking of range, having melee leeway working again after like 5 years of not having it, holy fuck. Like, Michael, you probably don't even remember what melee leeway was like, do you?
I remember, well, I played as a caster back in the day. I remember what it was like running from a mob and feeling that I was way away from it, and then all of a sudden getting killed and not understanding it, and I just assumed that I wasn't far enough away, I guess. But no, I don't remember what it's like at all, but it looks like it's going to be nice. But casters have caster leeway as well. So there's leeways all over the place. AO leeway.
It's a good name.
And I might be able to, like, non-stationary bosses, I may be able to activate the leeway on it by simply just moving left and right, like back and forth, and just making the boss just start moving, and then that allows you guys to move just left and right, like straight side to side, then you can back up a little bit further and you might be able to cheese mechanics.
Leeway Jenkins?
Yes.
I played a Tauren up until Wrath, and I remember being able to hit people almost halfway around the pillar in Nagrand Arena if we were both moving.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That they're the biggest benefit. Like, people keep being like, oh, like, well, it sucks for hunters and stuff like that. But
oh yeah, it's terrible for hunters.
Tauren Warrior though, like,
people that played Hunter on private server and PvP'd a lot are gonna just lose their fucking mind about melee leeway on live.
And a lot of people were saying that they don't remember Hunters being this ultimate dominant class like they were on private servers. Like, Hunters were exceptionally strong on private servers.
Well, yeah, a good Hunter on a private server without melee leeway, you weren't touching them, period.
I don't ever remember killing a Hunter. Any of the good ones?
I don't remember ever killing anyone.
Killed a lot of Chinamen, but
What's for
I mean,
different
he did
reasons,
say
bro?
anyone.
But like it'll be interesting to see the hunter's damage in raid as well. To see if it really was that far off.
Well, they're not gonna have busted ass broken tooth and lupos like they did on every other P server, so it's gonna throw it off a lot too.
It's true.
So
I mean,
speaking of hunters, we talk about ZG. We should strongly consider doing Edge of Madness as much as possible.
Yeah.
Because at least 3 or 4 of the trinkets, if not maybe 5 of them, are really, really good. Like the warrior one's good to have, the hunter one's good to have.
You like PvP wise, or
the rogue and the hunter ones are insane. For
Yeah, they're
PvP.
really
The rogue one's good to have. Yeah, for PvP and for everything, but.
Well,
still.
I mean, fuck it, I'm just gonna say it. Like 90% of our hunters on private servers were shit. So I'm sure we'll find better ones on retail.
Rip. Poor Artia.
What?
Dream, Artie.
What dream?
Being a hunter.
Hunter one though, like if you're a night elf hunter, you have your stealth aim shot into
I was never
instant
gonna be
aim
a
shot
hunter.
again.
The only like reliable hunter that we really had that had
Chubbin's
half a
ult?
brain was Chubbin's ult. No offense, Muller.
Well, you had
No, I think
Pathetic
Lars
at first too,
decent.
didn't you? With his baby on his lap.
He can give you a vomit lesson.
I said with all due respect.
Oh, well, that means you can say anything.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
You're a fucking clown.
Oh,
No offense.
Fuck yourself.
Dude, guys.
We had armbar.
They might retire Martin from The Simpsons.
Yeah, his voice actor died, didn't he?
His voice actor died, yeah. Actress.
Give me a second to look up who that is.
Did they retire?
Prince was?
Did they retire
That's
Miss
not Martin.
Crabtree?
That's Ralph.
Yeah.
That is lovable.
Oh man.
Lovable?
Yeah.
You bringing him back?
Ralph Wiggum.
Oh.
She's also Minnie Mouse.
I didn't spin the dragon.
I
He was like,
still
as
have
he's
an
running away
offhand on.
frantically. It's like, why is the dragon facing me? Ah!
It was like a good kill, and we're at like 2%, and all of a sudden, like the whole entire raid was dead. Oh, Bale's
Let's
just
not
spinning
forget
around.
the missing offhand until Rag.
I think it's kind of more like not. I don't know. It's kind of more of a bigger deal that she was the voice of Minnie Mouse. That's, I guess, it's fucked up. It's also weird that she does The Simpsons too.
Email. She's good. She had to be old then.
Oh, she's super old. Well, she looks old here.
Well,
But
didn't the
She was
voice
born in 1944.
didn't the voice of Miss Crabtree die like 4 or 5 years ago?
They've had a few Simpson people's voices die recently, and then they just canceled the character.
Oh god, we're getting old.
I guess that's what happens when the show runs that long.
for Yu-Gi-Oh.
Is it?
She's only, actually, I guess she was only 75. Like, that's sort of old.
What was that? The Animaniacs? Is that what they were
Salute your
called?
shorts?
So, what do you mean by they're retiring the character, Verity? Is it like, are they gonna have like an episode like he leaves or something? Or they're just not gonna have him on an episode anymore?
I don't know, it was an article on comicbook.com.
Does she do any other voices on the show?
User disconnected.
Let me check.
It wasn't that.
Doesn't look like she did any of the other Simpsons voices.